us by Debbie.
In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Our Heavenly Father, thank you for this day that you have given to us. Guide us in this debate. Give us knowledge, strength, wisdom to make this debate successfully. Bless us, our teachers, family, and home, and this is all we pray through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Our energizer.
So, good morning everyone.
Everybody, please. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Ma'am Season. Good morning, Sir Hermanas and Sir Hermana. We're glad to see you today, Ma'am Juan.
Okay, everybody, please sit down. We're glad also to see you today. In spite of your busy schedule together with your other subjects. So we are here gathered today. So what we had discussed yesterday? Junior, do you have any idea? Or give us your idea what we had discussed yesterday. Okay, we discussed about the breathing mechanism of the animals and plants. What else? What else? Miss Christine?
We also discussed about
Okay, we discussed about the ventilation of the lungs as well as we have also the gills. This time, since we discussed about the different functions of the human body as well as to other forms of animals and plants, before going to dissection, so this is also, it is not indicated that there is an awareness and acceptance of that issue about dissection. So many teachers have adopted what we called as the debate style method of conversation before discussion occur to gauge how students are feeling and they should proceed with the educational experience. No? So this time we will have our debate style. For should animal dissection be banned? Okay, so I call in our moderator, Miss Yancy Albur.
So, good morning everyone. I'm Yancy Albur, your debate moderator for today's debation. So we have our topic, the animal dissection, which should be banned or should not ban. So yesterday we already tossed a coin to identify who will be the first speaker in both sides. So I will introduce the debate adjudicators, science teacher and grade 11 coordinator, Sir Carlos L. Alcones, and our dear principal, Sir Efren D. Mana. So, affirmative side, with the introduction of Mr. Gerald Reponte, followed by the first speaker, Ms. Villaseran, and then the second speaker, Mr. Maata. Last is the third speaker, Mr. Leran, and then the rebuttals of Mr. Gregorio, Mr. Pasugiron, and Mr. Mami. So now in my left side, the negative or the opposition side with the introduction of Miss Helia, followed by the first speaker, Miss Aniversario, and then the second speaker, Mr. Bangka, followed by the third speaker, Mr. Anyo, and then the three rebuttals of Mr. Kailan, Mr. Canoy, and Miss Flores. So before we finally start, let me first introduce the house rules. So every speaker is given only 2 minutes to speak. No trash talking, no pointing to the opposite side, avoid being noisy, avoid interruption, and speakers should not gaze in the Bible. So now, let's start from the negative side with their introduction of the topic.
So, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We are in favor of having animal dissection. Dissecting animals has been a component of thousands of science and biology classes over the years. It's been a way to study anatomy, internal organs, and other biological components through hands-on experience that most visual learning can. Most humans remember things that they can touch and interact with. Animal dissections are an excellent example of this, and they give a better learning experience that can help them in future classes. Part of the human experience is that most people remember things they can touch or practice doing more than they remember information that they studied. By dissecting an animal in person and touching it, the tactile experience that may help them in future classes if biology or medical sciences will be studied. It helps students learn about the internal structure of animals. It also helps students learn how the tissues and organs are interrelated. It gives students an appreciation of the complexity of organisms in a hands-on learning environment. That's all. Thank you.
So now let's hear from the introduction of the topic from the affirmative side.
Good morning. Good morning to everyone. Should animal dissection be banned? The affirmative side says, yes, animal dissection should be banned. But before I proceed, let me first discuss or give the meaning of dissection. Dissection comes from the Latin word dissecare or dissecare, which means to cut to pieces. It is also called as anatomization. It is the process of dismembering of the body of an animal or plant to study its anatomical structure. We, the affirmative side, says we should ban the dissection of animals because we believe that dissection has bad effects not only for the animals but also for the environment and for us people. First, for the animals, we all know that dissection is the dismembering of the body of an animal or plant, which means dissection requires killing, which is not good for the animals because animals has also the right to live, right? Animal dissection should also be banned because it prevents it it helps in the disruption of biodiversity. It also does not maintain the ecological balance of our environment. So that is my group mates will also explain to you why animal dissection should be banned, because we also have our own opinions about this. And that will be all. Thank you.
Now let's hear from the first speaker of the negative side.
So one of the reasons that animal dissection should not be banned is many individuals find it much easier to learn when they are able to carry out physical activities. Kinesthetic learning thus boasts greater benefits. It enables learners to be more fully engaged with the subject matter being studied. If you could see, touch, explore various organs, understanding how they function within a single animal may strengthen the student's comprehension of biological systems. Compared to actual dissection, the virtual simulation cannot showcase abnormalities and variation from one specimen to the next. For the virtual simulation is supported by the program of its system. Overly perfect alternatives can't compete with the biological alternatives and biological surprises of real specimens. And the learning opportunities they provide from manipulating sharp instruments to employ delicate hand and eye coordination, the reality of physically dissecting a specimen can also develop fine motor skills. You could recognize the real depth in slicing through actual experimentation. You could also know your hand on the right angle. You could position your hand in the right angle. You could actually see in your own eyes the positioning of the organs and how is it different from other specimens. Dissection of animals give much better learning, therefore it should not be banned. That's all, thank you.
So now let's hear from the first speaker of the affirmative side.
Good morning, everyone. Should animal dissection be banned? Of course. Dissection means killing an innocent animal, and through killing or dissection, animals lead to extinction. Cruelty. Dissection is cruelty. There are many other ways that the students can be taught about the anatomy of an animal that should not involve taking innocent lives. It's cruelty and not needed. Most of the kids don't really pay attention anyway. It's also not very pleasant to them. It is not necessary for students to dissect animals in order to see what the inside of the animals look like. If a student were to pursue a career in a field where this is needed, they would have the opportunity to dissect human cadavers in university. However, very few students who participate in these labs in high school will also go down these career paths. The only thing that an animal dissection lab teaches students is that an animal's life is disposable and unimportant. Through dissection, many people agree that animals should be dissected because some have the insights that animals is not important, so we should kill or dissect animals in order for us to test or to have an idea on what organs or specific organs we should be seen in that particular specimen. And that's all. Thank you.
So now let's hear from the second speaker of the negative side.
Morning everyone. So, dissection is very helpful in terms of education, researches, and medical fields. Actual practice gives a sensory factor that visual study can provide, and most students don't complain about it. Evans said, learning is a sensory experience in touching things matter. The American biology teacher showed high school students can perform tests whether they dissect animals or use computer. But 4 years later, the same journal published a study showing that undergrads who dissect fetal feeds earn higher scores than students who studied on computerized math feed. So unique hands-on and appreciation and understanding of anatomy and parallel by second teaching technique. While of course there are various intricacies of human body and those of other animals, many internal systems can work in similar ways. Similarly, many teachers believe that the reality conveyed by dissection cannot be matched by alternative. Virtual simulation cannot showcase abnormalities and variations from one specimen to the next. Manipulating sharp instruments to employ delicate hand and eye coordination. So do not end the opportunities of students to develop their learning from real and actual practice for the sake of some. The dissection of animals is a learning from real experience, and virtual is only an option for a few. Dissection of animals should not be banned. That's all we do.
Now, let's hear from the second speaker of the affirmative stance.
Good morning. Should animal dissection be banned? Of course not. Of course, because it takes away many innocent life around the world. There are a lot of colleges who do dissection in their science classes, even in the elementary. So it really took masses of innocent life. Animals should not go through suffering for education. This day, the modern era has lots of ways to learn more about science, like the non-animal learning method. Non-animal learning method. Nearly every comparative study has conducted that animal learning methods, including virtual dissection software, are equivalent or, in many cases, superior to original animal dissection in their ability to provide students with an understanding of anatomy and complex biological process. The typical science lab at many schools now emphasizes computer simulation, interactive CD-ROMs, built charts, and lifelike models rather than animal cadavers. Students and teachers can choose from a wide range of sophisticated alternatives to dissection, including the following. The digital frog is a fully interactive that allows students to explore the frog through three seamlessly linked modules: dissection, anatomy, and ecology. Anatomy in play allows students to build a body system of human and animals out of play on models skeletons. The section works comprises 5 interactive computer dissection simulation, including those of frog, crayfish, perch, and fetal pigs. A digital cam dissection with detailed graphics and information is also available. So, animals should not be dissected, because there are a lot of ways to learn more about science, especially the anatomy, because nowadays there are a lot of technology that made for that kind of study, which is the.
So now let's hear from the third speaker of the negative side.
So, good morning everyone. So why is it important for us to approve animal dissection? So, based on what I've researched, the hands-on approach of dissection allows students to see, touch, and explore the various organs. Seeing organs and other organisms, how they work within a single animal may strengthen students' comprehension of biological systems. When applied to their own bodies, they may then translate to a greater understanding of human biology. Well, similarly, it is important for us to actually do dissection, for us to clearly observe and conclude what could be the solution to the flaws we've been acquired. Well, actually, dissection is really important in our community because even teachers and other professionals are believing the reality conveyed by dissection cannot be matched by other alternatives such as these technologies, such as ultrasounds, X-rays, or any other devices cannot fulfill the needs to learn knowledge about biological anatomy. Some are saying technology can be an alternative. However, virtual simulations cannot to showcase abnormalities or variations from one specimen to the next. And to be actually supported by the National Association of Biology Teachers acknowledges that no alternatives can substitute for the actual experiences of dissection or other use of animals and urges teachers to be aware of the limitations of the alternatives. And we can remember that Susan Offner, for her outstanding biology teacher award recipient, that the learning that occurs in a dissection is qualitatively different from the learning that occurs in lecture or paper and pencil settings. No models, no videos, no diagrams, and no movies can duplicate the fascination, the sense of discovery, a wonder, and even all that students feel when they find real specimens. Thank you.
So now let's hear for the last speaker of the affirmative side.
Should animal dissection be banned? Of course, yes. Because according to the Republic Act number 8485, an act to promote animal welfare in the Philippines, otherwise known as the Animal Welfare Act of 1998, being enacted by the Senate and House of Representatives of the Philippines in Congress. Section 1. It is the purpose of this act to protect and promote the welfare of all animals in the Philippines by supervising and regulating the establishment and operations of all facilities utilized by breeding, maintaining, keeping, treating, or training of all animals either as objects of trade or as household pets. For purpose of this act, pet animals should include birds. Section 2. No person, association, partnership, corporation, cooperative, or any government, agency, or instrumentality, including slaughterhouses, shall establish, maintain, and operate any pet shop, kennel, veterinary clinic for the breeding, treatment, sale, or trading, or training of animals without first securing from the Bureau of Animal Industry a certificate of registration. Section 3. The Director of the Bureau of Animal Industry shall supervise and regulate the establishment, operation, and maintenance of pet shops, kennels, veterinary clinics, veterinary hospitals, stockyards, coral studs, stud farms, and zoos, and any other form of structure for the confinement of animals where they are bred, treated, maintained, or kept. The Section 4, rather. It shall be the duty of any owner or operator of any land, air, or water public utility transporting them.
So now, let's hear from the first rebuttal of the negative side.
We are not in favor that animal dissection should be banned because how we can enhance our a sensory of learnings will be acquired to knowledge, and according to the national science education that they're allowing the standards of conducting a dissection and through actual experiment and we should acquire the practices and develop skills, and it also help to our learnings to medical fields, and some students must can learn a lot of things about animal dissection if they go to the science courses field things. That's all. Thank you.
So now the third rebuttal
Good morning to everyone. So you said a while ago, it is easier to use alcohol dissection, but it may encourage students to abuse animals. The simple act of cutting into a dead animal creates a certain reticence, which means strong and to become able strong and heartless and successful in doing bad things. With students where they become more comfortable doing the same thing to live animals. It may also cause them to care less about animals, encourage neglect, abuse, or other forms of cruelty. Many students read up on internalizing their concerns about dissection so they don't get in trouble with teachers or parents. And the only safe place to release this aggression is to be on the other animals. And also it fully engage, see, touch, and explore. Am I right, Bob? So it may stop students from pursuing science any further because animal dissection for those students who are uncomfortable or potentially traumatized by the act of dissection, it is possible that an animal dissection in schools could stop students from pursuing a science career so they can avoid encountering such a possibility ever again. All life sciences are affected by this. Dissection may be necessary for veterinary sciences, but exposure at an early age to the process of it may be harmful to career development than good. So, actual dissection. We're talking about millions of animals. If it's just a frog dissection is being considered, there are approximately 6 million animals that are provided to the students for study every year in the United States alone. How about in the other countries? The 6 continents. So now add in the rats, mice, and other animals that are also provided for the dissection, and the total number of animals studied annually can reach 8 million. So that's all. Thank you.
Now the second rebuttal of the affirmative side.
Good morning, and my group mates said earlier that dissection gives students first-hand experience in seeing the subject matter. This unique hands-on learning environment can impart an appreciation and understanding of anatomy unparalleled by second-hand teaching techniques. So, according to the first speaker earlier from the affirmative group, she said that animal dissection can lead to extinction. So that's not true because it doesn't mean that animal dissection includes all of the species of animals, because animal being dissected, which is being studied for dissection, are rats, frogs, and cats, which are having a great population and imbalance to the ecosystem, and that's all.
Now the second rebuttal of the affirmative side.
Good morning. The beta, about 10 million species of frogs are killed every year in just the use of dissection. In addition, beta investigators document cases in which animals are removed from gas chambers injected with formaldehyde without first being checked with vital signs in violation of animal welfare act. Formaldehyde is a severely irritating acidic substance that causes painful death, and which is also harmful for humans who take. Beta investigates that schools should ban the dissection of animals, because there are many other ways which we could learn without killing those animals by using those software which are made for those dissections without harming the environment and causing pain to those animals. And not only animals had negative effects on it, but also the emotional effect of the students, causing them insensitivity to the those animals which they kill and which they would dissect. And that's all. Thank you.
Now, the last rebuttal from the negative side.
So, good morning. For me, or for us, my groupmates, don't ban dissection. Yes, it can be cruel, but if the animal dies from natural causes, it would be better to dissect it than to just throw the animal away. And plus, students like me and many others learn better by actually seeing it in real life, not just on a beach. The benefit of dissecting animals is first. A textbook diagram is often colorless, simplistic, and iconic. A diagram of a heart bears little resemblance to an actual heart. By showing students the difference between what is shown in the textbook and what is the reality of an organ, students will gain a deeper understanding of how bodies work, as well as gaining the appreciation of the complexity of living organisms and the systems that keep them alive. It may be disgusting, but come on, it's life. This dissection is a memorable and instructive aspect of the biology curriculum, allowing students to learn how their own bodies work within the confines of the classroom. Then, earlier you said that animal dissection should be banned because it can use the children to abuse animals. It's wrong because the children you are talking is not enough mature to handle experiment like the dissection of animals. That's all. Thank you.
Now, the last rebuttal from affirmative side.
So, good morning everyone. Should animal dissection be banned? Yes, of course. It should be banned. We know that dissection is about studying internal organ or anatomy. But the question is that, should animal be used in that experiment? We have agreed that we believe that animals should not be dissected because we are in the 21st century. It means that we have modern technologies that can study such specific organs to know if it's good or not. And what Flores have said
In seeing the subject matter. So, animal dissection should not be banned. That's all. Thank you.
So now let's hear the summarization of the affirmative side.
Animal dissection should be banned. As what my groupmate said, animal dissection is cruelty. Why would you kill animals or plants that only care to live? Why would you kill animals or plants that do not even harm you or hurt you? Dissection is cruelty. Animals and plants have also the right to live. Extinction. It would lead to extinction if dissection of animals and plants will continue. If dissection will continue in schools and universities, there will be an extinction, especially for those animals who are commonly used in dissection, such as frogs. And if there will be an extinction, there will be a disruption in our biodiversity, and there will be a disruption in the ecological balance. Animals and plants play an important role in our ecosystem. They maintain ecological balance and maintains our biodiversity balance and maintains our biodiversity active. We all learned that animals are important in the cycle of life in our environment during the previous years while we are studying during elementary, grade 7, 8, up to junior high school. So, animal dissection should also be banned because in today's generation, we have the so-called high technology or the modern technology. There are inventions that are used to allow students to explore the inside of a particular animal, such as the digital frog, which is mentioned earlier. There is no need to kill or dissect animals. There is also an app that protects the animals who being killed. And that could be all.
So now both sides are already done in stating their facts and opinions about animal dissection should be banned or not. So now may I call on our teacher, Ma'am Catherine O. Season.
Okay, another round of applause for everybody. Okay, so for that, we witness and hear the opinion as well as the ideas of should animal dissection be banned. So we have the affirmative side and the other one is the negative side. What about to the audience? So any idea or opinion coming from the audience? Yes? Miss Elaine?
So for me, I am favor for the animal dissection because based on the research investigator or the people who did experimentation, they can recognize which cure or medicine can they create if they use the animal because as human being has, they use the animal because as human being, many of the organ system are almost the same as the animal have. And animal is the best instrument to create a powerful experimentation product as human being can benefit to use as a cure in a certain disease. So animals, dissection should not be banned.
Okay, what about on the negative side? Any idea? Yes. Mr. Servo.
So I am in favor of not banning of animal dissection because according to this article, you can visual information. Some students are visual learners, and it helps students to learn better if they can see what it is that they are learning about. When teachers just give out worksheets with confusing diagrams that did not photocopy properly, does not really give the same effect as seeing what you are learning about and being able to visualize the insides of the animal. A pro of animal dissection is that they give a sensory factor and hands-on experience that most visual learning can. Most humans remember things that they can touch and interact with. Animal dissections are an excellent example of this, and they give a better learning experience that can help them in future classes. Additionally, the USDA is required to inspect all biological supply companies. Sanitation and other care issues are addressed in the inspections, which are regular and expected by these companies. Another positive is that most students are fine with it. They are aware of its progress and most complain about it. In addition, many classes have big style conversations to see if dissection is appropriate for the class.
So we have the opinion coming from this person. Another opinion. Yes, Miss Christine.
Dissection is very helpful in terms of education, research, and in medical field. The importance of dissection is made education strongly feels that there is no substitute for the hands-on learning experience of dissection. Therefore, it should not be banned.
So we have there, should animal dissection be banned? So this time, so let us hear from our adjudicator, Sir Alcones, and after Sir Alcones, we have our dear principal.
The Bluetooth device is ready to pair.
Okay, good morning. Okay, honestly, this is my first time in judging such activity like this. But I appreciate the students on their ideas, especially on the affirmative side, wherein they stress or give insights about what the essence of life is. In the negative side, in a way, they are not, no, in negative side, they just simply give on the learnings about on the actual dissection. It is true now we want to dissect animals in reality, since we can learn more about handling the real specimen, for example, frog or cat. But this only stress on the what is the method of in hands-on, but learning should be there also. Well, we on the points here, especially sa mga speakers in the areas of improvements. Some are doing or glancing their nose, but if you are a speaker, you should study about your do not glance the copy, but you have to study. Para at least bigyan ng impression yung mga adjudicators. So, yun ang mga points of improvement. You have to memorize or even give ideas on their own without just yung talagang may intindihan nila doon sa kanilang research. And that's all.
So, in the first place, I would like to commend for our facilitator, the teacher herself, in the conduct of the said activity for developing teachers to become the 21st century classroom teachers and facilitator. Now, for you debaters and presenter or your subject ano ba sa debate? Yung topic? Yung pagdibatihan na topic. And that is about animal dissections, which we can try the best we can, but in the different criteria used by us here to judge you on how you present, on how you work together as a team. So with the first criteria on matter, for me, I have noticed that I do not know if the opposition have mentioned about legal basis on the banning. You go for the banning. I don't know, not banning. Means you have to use the actual specimen. You really have to dissect. We have gone through that because I'm a science major. And personally, I really, kung pwede lang hindi yung animals na actual lang. But that time, nakita namin na parang wala pa masyadong advance na mga technology na parang kung titignan mo sa mga span buildings yan. Wala kayong pinakita na legal basis or parang nakita ko parang puro lang siya sa all its reading, may mga reading kayo po. Hindi sa legal basis na talagang hindi dapat ibang support mo. Meron ba? Ano yun siya? Yung National Science na but okay, so meron, pero dito sa kabila, sa akin lang na they have cited legal basis not to composite hindi nagagipin ng animals because kung titignan natin yung tama yung sa high school pa lang ng mga science students sa ilang pusa, ilang palaka ng kalabese. Eh, kung ilang high school tayo sa Pilipinas, nagkaroon ng damages, mga medical, pero sa medical naman yung patay na ng tao, yung gamit, siguro kung pwede, babawat na palaka, it would be an alternative. But most likely, the teacher will not allow to have a dead specimen to be used. Baka mag-endanger din ang life ng nag-dissect. Talagang totoo na maganda talaga yung real kay mapin mo. Yung mga dugo, mga parts ng heart. Pero kung mayroon namang other substitute like technology today, it also follows with how the teachers present their lessons without any more the real thing. We will just show video clips, parang totoo rin, parang matatakot ka rin. Parang gumagalaw rin yung mga parts ng heart. Parang naka-actualize ka rin, kasi makita ko rin yung mga parts through viewing. With that, siguro, those are just minor to look at results, but ang na-observe ko talaga sa teamwork, wala masyadong nagpapakita talaga na master niyo yung kanyang role or part in a team. Okay. Sabi ko, okay lang kung may gusto, kaya talaga yung kopya mo, parang hindi mahalata, mo talagang pinabasa mo. Because in actual debate, talaga wala nang kahit na wala siya. Parang in-face, sa yung pen lang. Naganood lang sila sa yung mga dapat na i-rebat. Tapos yun na sila mag-focus. Parang talaga casual na talagang pag-deliver. So siguro sa inyo, for both, although we have chosen, may simply my best sa deliver ito na kung may contest, may talo. But the thing is, we have myself noticed that the other group is more or less parang bilis na siya, very satisfactory, while the other group is satisfactory pa. So, but hindi pa rin natin narating yung sinasabi na yung excellent or to the closest perfect. Kaya sinabi ko rin dito sa needs to improve, sabi ko both has still to work for excellence. But we magiging pwede nga maka-judge kung sino na sa inyo. So, we have to select among you who will be the winner for this debate. Okay. We will just announce later. So, kailangan pa talaga natin improve, master yung ating pag-deliver at saka yung pag-organize ng ating idea. Although you have really good points, but the thing is, yung pag-express natin, hindi makuha yung audience. And most likely, you always face your point. Yung nga parang supupin mo na yung although you still check glancing to your copy, paano mo naman suntok yung hawak ng notes? Hindi ka lang stress pero meron kang motivate ng bata. So, yun ang improve natin ha. You are already very good debaters and speakers. But still there, we have to select one good speaker and one good debater. So, sasala na pag-announce ka lang kayo. Ano ba silang major mo? English? Science group? Magaling talaga mag-paper sila. So, again, congratulations to everyone. And most likely, without hindi natin na-experience ang ganito. Napakagandang strategiya din sa pagkasip ng mesa. Hindi na po ito ganito na dahil requires mo ng ganito. Pwede pa rin gamitin yung ito sa iba pa mga topics later. Which can only be one of the learnings that we have in the 21st century to cope with the millennials. Kaya yung mga millennials ang aking pinaproblema kung paano tayo maka-cope sa pagka yung computer wizard. Si mga computer wizard, pero maniwan pa rin sila kasi kayo talaga. Sabay kayo na pinanganak. Ikaw mag-video nasa video kami, wala na talaga. Sana ko nakasabayan kayo. Pero marunong rin ako mag-open ng computer, saka mag-close lang, saka mag-Facebook. Pero when it comes sa mga yung gamit na ng mga para mag-type ng mga documents, pag maglundag yan kung alam pagdating sa pindutin. So wala na talaga. And of course, nasa inyo pa rin yung magandang kinabukasan ng ating bansa through coping with the ICT bang tawag nila? ICT. Computerization. Ang paano na kaya kung pagpindot mo, just pindot, nagpindot na itong 4-story building at pagpindot na lahat. Ganun sa bilis. Parang wala pa siguro mangyari. Kasi takes time, yung ating engineer dyan, na-penalty na sila dahil dapat pala matapos yung 4-story building na yan last September pa. November na. October, September, October, November. Delay na sila ng 2 months. Na-penalty na sila ng ngayon, last month is 24,000. Paglapas na nila ngayon ng 2 weeks na lang sa December. First week daw yung target. So after first week, another penalty. Sana na may makalculate sa inyo na yung machine na pag-mix na, pagbuhos, hindi ka lang naglabas. Siguro ba lang? Sige. O baka naka-form na sa langomahan, ibuhos na kung yung tapma sa pag-kuatin. Forma na kagad ng building, ipintahan na kaagad. Hindi na kagad mag-bintana. Mabilis. Baka isang taon, 360 days, gawin na lang na kalahati ng days na yun. Bumabilisan siya. Posible, di ba? Posible. Okay, sige. So, congratulations again. Binigyan mo kami ng hirap kung paano maggamit ng mga English words kaya sa science na kami ko. Pero sige lang. Para kasi ano lang namin ideas dito kami na masulat namin. Kung hindi nyo mabasa, pwede na sa magalit ng pagpipayang class.
Thank you so for giving insights and also some ideas how to improve this kind of teaching strategy, the debate. So this time, we're going to present who is our best speaker as well as our debater. So please, we will welcome Sir Antonio.
Okay, good morning. We will agree with Sir Lumana kung sino yung aming best debater and best speaker. So for best debater goes to Mami. And best speaker goes to Mr. Bangka.
Wala na, bago na ni.
Thank you to our adjudicator as well as to our affirmative and the negative side for all the students here. No? So I hope we learned something about the particular teaching strategy as well as since our next topic is all about are we going to identify if we are going to pursue the dissection or not. So this time we will have our closing prayer. A winner. Awarding of winners. Okay.
For the winners of this debate, based on sa points na binigyan ng Sir Riman and your story, for ang affirmative side, 93, for the negative side, 86. For Sir Riman's points, the affirmative side 91, negative side 85. So meaning, the winner is on the affirmative side.
Yes.